Hello and welcome to Rainy Day Crafting. Okay, yesterday's card, okay, if you might have watched it, you might not have watched it, but that was the card. I made an easel card yesterday, but that inspired me for like all the leftover bits and pieces you get to do this card I'm doing today. So first of all, what I then did was then, because there was these were the dies I used, the nesting dies, and there's 9, and I used the whatever size that one is. If I just put that on there, you can see that'd be the one in there. That was that size, and I used a littler one. Oh yeah, they're on the top here actually, I think, for the little part that. So this is my previous video. If you haven't watched it, look back on that one. Okay, so that was what we did. Fits in a typical A5 envelope, so that's ideal. So, but that inspired me then to do what I've just done. So with all the little scrappy bits and pieces, I sort of show you, there's probably a bit here. Well, I cut 4 out on a A4 piece of card. And so there was like lots of bits in between, which typically, you know, all little scraps work. I cut those out. Then, what I then went on to do, now, I don't know how, what sort of age people, leave me a comment maybe, who are watching this, but when I was growing up, the Christmas tree lights were very much like this, the bright blue, the yellow, and they were the same shape. So this is sort of partly what's now inspired me to do this card. So I cut out a load of those. I mean, however many's there, these two actually got a little bit of red on them. That's what you have to be so careful you don't accidentally, you know, your fingers sort of get from one colour to another. So I probably won't use those, but I wouldn't get rid of them, because if I want to stack a few, I can use them as an in-between. Okay, so coloured all these, just did sort of gunmetal as a Crayola felt tip, so any crayon felt tip, coloured those, and so there we have a few light bulbs. So what I then thought, let's use an embossing folder. I was going to show you exactly how I do it, but I'm just going to talk you through this one, because as I then used it, again, this is, as you can see, my pegs are on there as mending it. Pegs are so useful around here. The metal bits, they don't all, you know, the very few come with the metal cut out as well. But some of these embossing folders do. Well, basically, I then used dioxide mowed lawn, but you could use any colour you want, because you could use it, just leave that white and just colour the sort of tree bits, whatever you want. But I did it on both sides. You probably can see, as far as when this is now dry, I should wash this off. That'll just literally run under the tap. That'll be as good as new again. Okay, but I'm just leaving that on there. So if you can imagine, I just put my piece of paper through, and on one side I done it that side and coloured it, and on the other side to see which effect I liked the best. But because it's got the little metal die in there, it actually cuts it out too, so you can build this up a bit. Well, I actually like them both, but I think for this card I'm going to use this one. Okay, now you don't have to do what I'm now going to do, but I'm going to cut that off there, because this is actually going to fit a typical regular size card. I know I often say I like an edge, so you can see, but that literally fits perfectly. But I'm going to cut that off and that off. So then we're going to stick this down. I often say less is more, but obviously with glue, these little ones, I think a couple out through about £3 off eBay. You can fill them up quite easily with your glues, and it allows you to sort of work with where you want to go. I generally, as a whole, fill them with that, you know, that cheap as chips PVA glue. I do use quite a bit of double-sided, excuse me, tapes on things. So this is going down literally, whoops, the edge of the card. Like I say, I was going to literally show you through my Sizzix folder, but because I then had to stick this together, so I've just glued that and hope for the best. But again, this was one I believe I just got free in a magazine. I don't buy ever so many magazines. Sometimes I'm always buying magazines, but sometimes you weigh it up and think, well, obviously you get some sort of tips and techniques in these magazines, but also you usually get some dies, some stamps, embossing folder, which, you know, all tot up in money. Obviously it encourages you to buy the magazine probably. Oh, another tip too on Craft Stash. Sometimes when the magazines, because I've often wondered what happens to the magazines, you know, if once they've been on the shelf in a supermarket and things, they go out of date, what happens to them? Well, I suppose they go back to the companies. Well, sometimes then you watch out and they've got some special deals on them. I don't matter if it's an older magazine in any shape or form. So with this other bit we've got here, I'm going to be raising that up. I don't want to raise it up loads, but I think this tape that seems to be my sort of go-to tape at the minute. I'm just going to put a piece of that. Hopefully it won't show anything yet there. But before I actually stick it down, I'm just going to leave that so that will raise that up. Can you see? Not loads, but enough to, because this we want stuck down quite nicely. What I would do, so I have all my things at hand, and then all of a sudden they're not at hand anymore. Don't know where it is. Well, do you know what? For now, I can pop that on there, nice and weighty. Just to go back to the colours, obviously you can do any colours you like, whether you crayon, felt tip, or anything. But the colours I use, just in case you want to know, these are the Distress Oxides, which I use with little daubers. If I just show you one here, I literally, oh, I'm not quite whole there. So if this was, I'd put something else so it doesn't go everywhere. And then just as a circular movement, really lovely bright colour. But be careful because, you know, if you then get it on your fingers, the next thing you've muddled up another one. So the colours I used was Distress Oxide Lemon, Squeezed Lemonade. For the red was Festive Berries, sorry. The green was Pine Needles, and the prize ribbon, sorry, the blue was prize ribbon. And to me, I think I started to tell you and then I forgot what I was talking about. This reminds me about when I was a little child, and our Christmas tree, you know, had these sort of bulbs on, which are sort of quite distinctive really. So like I say, I'm appealing to people possibly my age, it's a good old 60. Just a number, she says. So that's now under there, sticking on there. This is on there, which I shan't be putting on quite yet. So now, I can put them out of the way now, so I don't need them anymore. This was the other side, so you could have used, oh, no, obviously, if you look how it emboss, you can use whichever side you wish. Do you know what I mean? So, but embossing folders can really change the, for quickness, I suppose, the style of your card, really. My hands have got a bit green on it, but just baby wipes are always at the, oh no, they're not now. I think my grandson was there. I think I must have grabbed them earlier. Anyway, hopefully I'm not going to be putting any terrible colours on my things. Right, so now what I've then got, I did, oh, on this one, colour-wise, I did Mowed Lawn. All right, so just did that over the embossing folder, so that's that. These little daubers, I think Amazon, eBay, I can't remember. How many is there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8 5s of 40, I suppose. Yeah. So very handy. It's the same as there's brushes on the market that are brilliant too. Lots of things around. I think if you look back at some of my other videos, I've shown you sort of using that. Anyway, here we go. What I had got out, I think I've mislaid. No, here it is. Well, I then got some of this ribbon, which almost makes me think a little bit of the wire that you used to have on these. So I might use the green actually, because I think the green, I don't know how much I actually need. I wouldn't have thought much more. I haven't found the end here, so I'll have 2 ends, won't I? All right. Anyway, let's put this out of the way. Now, with the card, that's stuck on there. What I'm planning to do is, with my little stickies, which I think are robust enough. I might use the bigger ones and cut these down a bit. Just do a few. I mean, I would still probably put Merry Christmas on. Let's see what it looks like at the end. Like I say, this is not one, because this was geared from what I did yesterday. Oh, I don't know whether the green would be too much. No, I might change that. Let's pop that one back and let's have the blue. Although I'm not one for loads and loads of different colours, but it's what I thought I'd do. I'd have these along here. Those two aren't so good. So what I'm planning to do, don't know whether I have to put them in regimental order or not. My sticky scissors are gone walkabout again. You know, I should have them around my neck like glasses, I reckon. So if I now just go along, many of these. Although I'm doing it with these bulbs, if you've got some other nesting dies of some other design, do that. You know, make it your own. As far as I'm concerned, this channel is really to just give you some ideas, and I hope, please leave comments, because I had trouble on my comments. As far as, I don't know what, something I must have done. I must have pushed some button I didn't know about. But if you leave me a comment, that'd be lovely. Oh, just to say, with these, when I distress the colours, I literally then dip them into my little tub of clear embossing powder and done that. I could have now shown you that, but anyway, I often show you in practice, so this is one time when it's not. So, right, where are we up to? Just turn, I don't know, I don't remember what colours I'm doing. I'm actually doing it where the screw bit fits, because what I'm planning to do, she says, oops, it's coming off one side and not the other. So obviously this is double-sided little foam pads. Which I'm planning to just add these onto the cotton twine there. So then, do I need any more? One, two, no, I think I've got enough there. If I have to, I'll use them, but not necessarily. So now, I wanted to, yeah, I'm going to hang these. I hope you're in the, cramp at my finger. Don't know how to do this without this. I start off with a blue one there. I want to do it so I can tear these off in a minute properly. So let's just put that on there. Just feed them all along. Just got to do my colours now. It's a white one there. Blue. I'm going to just tear it. Don't want to be the same colours together, do I necessarily? There's a little, but I don't want to be regimental in other colours, so there's a little look. What are we doing? Oh yeah, look, can you see? They're sort of hanging literally like the light bulbs will. So, not sure. I just don't have to be evenly on here. Don't think it really matters if they overlap either. So there we go. I think 6 or 8 on there is enough. Just check I haven't got them all together in colours. Nope. Right. There's another one here. I don't know how many I got. Maybe I've got quite a lot on there, but it doesn't matter. Too much. Let's have a look. Right, so there they are, like hanging. Yeah, most of them I put on the edges. Now looking at it, a couple of them I didn't. So right, so now with the card, I'm going to stick it onto here. I start that there, and just to start with, this is very, I laugh and say this one doesn't take any prisoners whatsoever, but I just want to start off so I know where that is. Okay, because that will be going there. And then, oh, you can't see much of the trees like that, can you? Maybe I should put them down a bit more like that. Yep, I think that'll do. Now, I wonder if I can get them in the right place. So, I already just raised it up a bit. I'll pull that off in a minute. So I started that off. It's like, you know, it's literally like your Christmas light bulbs where they all getting tangled, don't they? As you're getting them ready every Christmas. So now this is literally, you pop them wherever you wish. It's probably just where I can find the right bit of. I think so you still get to see the trees a bit, or the branches. I don't think it matters too much. Right, one there. The fact that hangs over there, that's fine. There we have. Just for this point of view, just move this off. Ooh. So there we have. Oh, there we go. We can tuck that in there. Cut that off. Might try and tuck that under there. Now we've got this side here. I'd be tempted this is why I do try and keep one set of sticky scissors. Right, that's a new one. Let's move these all out of the way. Nearly there. Then, what do we want to put? We could either put on a piece of card, or that might just stamp on there enough. Do I need anything bigger? Possibly not. Wishing you a Merry Christmas, maybe. Sometimes they look nicer than have a jolly, jolly Christmas. Maybe we'll just use this one. It's just because I've got some here beside me. Let's go there. Just to finish off, because I just think it stops. Okay. And this was seriously just inspired by my card I did yesterday as a way of using my leftovers. So, just with no ado, let's have a little bit of the magic bit. I know one of my people who watch this loves to see the magic. So, just turn it over there a minute, because it just needs to be heated up just a little bit. I would probably, because you can't be off. Sometimes I do like to, it depends on where you're putting, say, a sentiment. Sometimes put it on first, because sometimes your card then bends up a little bit. But if you then were to put something heavy on that, you know, like, I won't do that now just in case it's not dry, but that would then sort of hold the card quite nicely down. Anyway, so there we have another card. Thank you very much for joining me. Subscribe, push that like button, leave me a comment. Till tomorrow. Take care.